Hello there. One NHS Trust ambulance service may soon have to stop responding to emergency calls. Now, Richard has a couple of new videos, trusting the science, and the elite weren't scared of the you-know-what. Links in the descriptions box below. The West Midlands Ambulance Service might soon have to stop responding to emergency calls, with its Director of Nursing, Mark Doherty, warning that patients were dying every day, avoidable deaths caused by ambulance delays, and he also said that the service could collapse by mid-August. A Titanic moment for the NHS. All while we're being pounded by a cost of living crisis that will be damaging people's health across the nation. And when winter comes along, people will be forced to choose whether they freeze to death or starve to death. And where's our health secretary in all of this? Well, according to City AM, Sajid Javid has been very busy. As well as being an MP and the Health Secretary, he also appears to have enough time on his hands to have earned an extra £758,670 in what would be third or more jobs between 2019 and 2022. Obviously, being an MP and a minister leave him much free time. On this, City AM said, the former managing director of Deutsche Bank has benefited from a financial injection of £758,670 from work conducted outside of his role of representing the constituency of Bromsgrove. Banks have certainly been keen to acquire his expertise, highlighted by HSBC paying him £30,000 for a pair of speeches totalling 4 hours. And that put Javid third on the City AM list behind Geoffrey Cox on 1.8 million and Theresa May on 1.5 million. But only just ahead of Labour MP Dan Jarvis on just short of 700,000 quid. Anyway, Mark Doherty told the Health Service Journal that the number of patients stuck in ambulances outside hospitals for 24 hours or more was rising. And the Telegraph reports that Trust documents actually say that deaths are happening which should not be happening. So has anyone seen our Health Secretary? Shouldn't he be making emergency statements telling us how all this is going to be dealt with? And all this is driven by ambulances being delayed, waiting for many hours outside hospitals to discharge their patients. And now, because of this, targets for urgent calls are being frequently missed because ambulances aren't available to respond. And because all of this, Mark Doherty says he thinks that it will come to a head on or around the 17th of August, and that the service will collapse. And the blockage in all of this is the inability to discharge patients who are fit to leave, but who require things like a care home space. A bed blockage caused by having nowhere for these people to go once they've recovered. And that means the flow of patients through the system is throttled, leading to more problems building up, and inevitably more avoidable deaths. Bet they wish they hadn't sacked all those care home staff now, don't you? And then there's all the people who should have been seen by GPs during the pandemic and after, and who should have been referred for such things as cancer care, who were either too scared to go due to all the fear porn or didn't want to be a burden, and now it's too late for them. Now one assumes that the operating theatres will be going full tilt, but having to choose who gets seen on the basis of medical urgency, or whether they can pay enough to get to the front of the queue via private healthcare. But as the backlog mounts, those choices will get grimmer and grimmer every day, and the private healthcare lists will get longer, and therefore become a more attractive proposition for our doctors. Anyone would think that someone was trying to privatise our healthcare. And while NHS steams towards the crisis iceberg, I expect we'll see tinkering with the deck chairs of more managers and diversity officers. That'll sort the problem out. Not